What's up, YouTube? Another video out of the ordinary for me, but picked up this little Chinese scooter, and what I will show you to start with is my bench is a mess, but here's this whole pile of stuff that's come off of it, and then down there, and we'll get to that in a second. Oh, paramotors. So, this is a 2022 X Pro X25. It is a 125cc 4-geared with a clutch motorcycle, and it resembles, it's supposed to, oh shoot, I'm tripping over stuff. It's supposed to be a clone, or is a clone, of a 1960s, late 60s Honda S90. And so what I've gone ahead and done, I got it out of the crate. The crate's been disposed of, but this came on that metal thing that you guys all see it comes. Did the assembly and then rode it. Break-in ride was just bone stock the way it comes. So after the first break-in ride, what I have done to it and what my reviews are so far. So I guess we'll just start at the front and then move our way to the back, because that's always the easiest. So as you can see, I did do LED turn signals. I took the incandescent bulbs off because it took those about 3 seconds to stop working. I imagine the vibration killed the bulbs, but I'm not sure. And so the front tin, there's little braces that come from here going forward, and then one that goes to the back. On the very first ride, the tab on the front broke and the tab on the back broke, both on the left hand side. So the tin was vibrating really bad. Just did a fender delete. We just omitted that thing. And then like I said, did the turn signals, and then did the handlebars. So these are from Amazon. They are $25 low profile handlebars, and as you guys know, they're a 7/8 bar, so it's not that hard to find them. These were $10 grips. Everything so far, I should mention, everything that I've done so far is Amazon, so nothing has been tricky or hard to find. As if you do any research, you'll find out. You just type in Lifan 125 and everything fits. It's all universal to the Chinese 125s, which makes it super easy. So anyway, like I said, we did the bars, the grips, and then I did these bar end mirrors because I didn't like the big danglers up top. And then also, keeping with the front, I did the emissions delete. So down here I just built a block off plate. I cut the tube off, put a block off plate on it. It's got a gasket, and that seals that up. Got rid of the factory air box air filter system that hangs out inside this whole thing, which was a nightmare. With one of the cone filters. So something to mention is, if you're looking at Amazon, you'll notice there's 2 cone filters. There's a really short one, and then there's this longer one. The short one can be used between the frame and the carburetor in the stock configuration. If you go with this longer one, you'll have to rotate the carb, which is just, as you guys know, 2 bolts down here. Just rotate, flip the assembly, bolt it back on. No big deal. Everything works just the same. It doesn't care. And then you get the cone filter going out the front, which does also kind of work a little bit like a cold air. Not really though. And then in here, the sprocket, it comes with a 14-tooth sprocket, and I switched that out for a 16-tooth sprocket. So I ride around in 3rd gear a whole lot more instead of 4th, all pinned out. And then the rear tin, I took the rear tin off and went fenderless on the back. And so this is pretty kind of trick. So I repurposed, if you take note of what this bracket is, this originally went across right here under the light where the license plate bolts up, and then it's got 2 little round reflectors, red reflectors. So we removed the reflectors, bent this up into just a 290 degrees of the horseshoe, and then drilled 2 holes. So this is where the original the original rear fender would mount up, and then obviously the seat bracket. So we're using 1 hole for the seat bracket and then 1 hole for the original mount, which means it doesn't, rock back and forth. Again, floppy taillights, they're matching front and rear. I did keep the stock taillight because I like the retro, but it's already got a crack in it, and that kind of sucks. So I'm going to be swapping that out for LEDs very soon. So I made a custom bracket for the back for the turn signals, the light, and the license plate. And that's basically it so far. So as far as doing the turn signals, it was kind of annoying. I'll link the parts in the description, but I did have to do the diode in the front for the incandescent bulb. So I did the whole patch job. I used little XT plugs so that way everything can be reverted if I ever need to revert it. So there's plug connectors at both sides and inside the headlight, and then under the seat I did the LED, the turn signal module. So this little black turn signal module comes out from under the seat, and then there's a little $8 job that goes into its place. What I found is I got one that is adjustable, so you can adjust the speed of the LEDs and how fast you get the flashing. And turned all the way up, I could only get one LED to work correctly. The rest of them just kind of blinked. But when I cranked it all the way down, I got all 4 of them to sync and work. So in my case, I had to turn the system all the way down. But when we turn it on, and you notice now I get the flash, which works pretty cool. Cancel, and then we go to the left. And I still haven't figured out why they aren't the same speed yet. I think it has to do with the distance of the wire, but nevertheless, I got both to work. So I got turn signals, and everything's kind of dropped down a little bit more low profile. The next things that I'm going to be looking at, like I said, is going to be updating the taillight, and then possibly doing a cam and big bore kit, because I do like to cruise this thing around, and basically everywhere where I live, you got to at least get up to 55 to get out of the neighborhood and get out of town to get to where you got to go. So having a big bore kit might help, so I'm not just holding it pinned everywhere. But otherwise, that's the update. Any questions or whatever about it, and yeah, happy to respond. So leave your questions down in the comments section, and I will get back to you with whatever I can. So thanks guys, have a great day.